So now today we need to discuss sums of the remaining three lessons, that is heat, refraction of light and lenses. Obviously refraction of light and lenses will not take much time because the sums are small, sums are easy. But I want to spend maximum time today for this lesson heat, right? So again, I'll wait for 1 minute. Quickly be ready with your writing material, notebook and everything fast. Vruksh, while answering MCQs, you have to write the option number as well as the correct option. I mean, if the correct answer is option B, then you will write B and then whatever the option is. Come on, come on, come on. Get your writing materials ready. Brooks, you have to write the question for all objectives, be it MCQs or any other objective. Okay, let's start with the discussion of the list of formulae for heat. Now, the best part about this lesson is in this lesson heat, there are only two formulae. The first formula is Q is equal to MC delta T, where Q stands for heat lost or heat gained. I want you all to answer me in the chat box. Tell me which object will lose heat, hot object or cold object? Which object will lose heat? Come on, heat loss कौन करेगा? Hot object or cold object? Yes, very good. Hot object will lose heat and cold object will gain heat. So whatever is the amount of heat lost or heat gained, the symbol for that is Q. So whenever you come across Q in this chapter, remember Q stands for heat lost or heat gained. M stands for mass of the object. C stands for specific heat capacity or simply specific heat. Delta T. Delta T is the difference in temperature, and whenever we calculate difference in temperature, we always do higher temperature minus lower temperature. तो हमेशा याद रखना बड़ा temperature minus छोटा temperature will give you the value of delta T. Now you will use this formula whenever in the question we are talking about a change of temperature. That means अगर object का temperature change हुआ तो Q will be equal to mc delta T. But then जब भी object का state change होता है, when I see state change होता है, that means suppose a solid is getting converted to a liquid, or suppose a liquid is getting converted to a gas, or vice versa. Whenever the state changes, at that moment temperature does not change. याद रखना या तो ऑब्जेक्ट का टेम्परेचर चेंज होगा या तो ऑब्जेक्ट का स्टेट चेंज होगा, दोनों साथ में नहीं होता है. जब ऑब्जेक्ट का टेम्परेचर चेंज होता है तब कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करने का? वी ऑल नो mc delta t. लेकिन व्हाट अबाउट द चेंज ऑफ स्टेट? Whenever there is a change of state, the formula that you will use is this: Q is equal to ml. Again, Q stands for heat lost or heat gained. M stands for mass, and L stands for specific latent heat, or simply I can say latent heat. Latent heat is that heat which is used for changing the state. मतलब तभी ऑब्जेक्ट का टेम्परेचर चेंज नहीं होगा, वो वाले हीट को हम लोग बोलेंगे लेटेंट हीट. When a solid gets converted to a liquid, that latent heat is called as latent heat of fusion. And when a liquid is getting converted to a gas, then that latent heat is called as latent heat of vaporization. याद रखना, solid से liquid होगा तो latent heat of fusion, liquid से gas होगा तो latent heat of vaporization. And these are the two formulae for this lesson. First, Q is equal to mc delta T. Second, Q is equal to ml. Formula number 1 to be used when there is a change of temperature. Formula number 2 to be used when there is a change of state. And apart from these two formulae, we have to remember one principle. And that principle is called as principle of heat exchange. According to the principle of heat exchange heat lost by a hot body is equal to the heat gained by a cold body. एकदम सिंपल है, जितना heat loss होगा उतना ही heat gain होगा. Apart from these two formulae, I want you all to remember four values also. The first value is of specific heat of water. The value for specific heat of water in MKS system is 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. And in the CGS system, the best part is value उतना ही रहेगा, खाली unit CGS हो जाएगा. So 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Specific heat of copper, 0.1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. And in the CGS system, 0.1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Latent heat of fusion of water, the value is 80 kilocalorie per kilogram. याद रखना बच्चों, latent heat का unit is kilocalorie per kilogram, degree Celsius नहीं आएगा. And in the CGS system, it is 80 calorie per gram. And the latent heat of vaporization of water is 540 kilocalorie per kilogram or 540 calorie per gram. Now, these are the four values that they might not give in the question, so we have to remember these values. So, two formulae and four values. Quickly take a screenshot of the slide. And Aaj, please मुझे मत बोलना sir, go back to the previous sum. Come on, take a screenshot, quick, and then we start solving sums. All right. Chalo, first we start with the easiest sum of this chapter. It's a solved example. How much heat energy is necessary to raise the temperature of 5 kg of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius? So in the question, they are talking about 5 kg water. कोई बता सकता है क्या chat box में 5 kg किस चीज का value है? Can anyone tell me what is 5 kg? It's the value of. Some people are writing it's the value of water. बेटा water का क्या? Water का mass. So mass is given. Mass is given to me as 5 kg. अच्छा, उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है फ्रॉम 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. सो हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट चेंज इन टेम्परेचर. इट्स टेम्परेचर इज चेंजिंग फ्रॉम 20 टू 100, मतलब चेंज इन टेम्परेचर दिया है, डेल्टा टी दिया है. मैंने डेल्टा टी क्या बोला था? बिग माइनस स्मॉल और स्मॉल माइनस बिग. कम ऑन टेल मी. डेल्टा टी मींस बिग माइनस स्मॉल और स्मॉल माइनस बिग. Yes, correct. It is bigger temperature minus smaller temperature. So here it will be 100 minus 20, which is nothing but 80 degrees Celsius. Okay. अब यहाँ पे यही दो values दिए हैं, but then they are talking about water. And we know the specific heat capacity of water. मतलब C का value हमको मालूम है. The value of specific heat capacity of water is 1. Now there are two units. या तो मैं लिख सकता हूं किलो कैलोरी पर किलोग्राम डिग्री सेल्सियस, या तो मैं लिख सकता हूं कैलोरी पर ग्राम डिग्री सेल्सियस. अब तुम लोग बताओ यहां पे किलो कैलोरी वाला यूनिट लिखूं या कैलोरी वाला यूनिट लिखूं? Yes, very good students. It will be kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. The only reason is because the mass is given in kg. So I'll write kilocalorie per kg degree Celsius. I'm supposed to find the amount of heat energy necessary. So that means I'm supposed to find the value of Q. क्या लगता है बच्चों? Look at given, look at this part in the given and tell me, is this sum talking about the change of temperature or is it talking about the change of state? Just tell me, is the sum about change of temperature or change of state? Yes, very good. It is about the change of temperature. So the formula that I'll be using is this: Q is equal to mc delta T. I don't think आगे का calculation मुझे समझाना भी चाहिए. And that's your answer. I told you this is the easiest sum of this chapter. Okay. So one more easy sum before we get on to solving the difficult ones. पहले और एक easy sum. Again, it is sum number 1 of your exercise. Equal heat is given to two objects A and B of mass 1 gram. Temperature of A increases by 3 degrees Celsius and B by 5 degrees Celsius. Which object has more specific heat and by what factor? So obviously see, there are two things given, there are two objects given in the sum, object A, object B. तो मैं काम करता हूं to make things easy. I'll write the given in the form of a table. Now again, if anyone asks me, sir, table में allowed है कि नहीं है, मेरा वही जवाब होगा जो मैंने last time दिया था. It is completely allowed. There is no specific format कि आप लोग टेबल में ही लिखो या टेबल में मत लिखो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We can write it in the table, and because we make a table, it becomes easier for us to write. Okay. So I'll have two columns here in the table. One column is for object A, another column is for object B. Now, heat is given to both the objects. Heat is given. Let the heat given to object A be QA. Let the heat given to the object B be QB. अच्छा आगे देखो, two objects A and B of mass 1 gram. दोनों का मास दिया है बच्चों. So mass for object A is 1 gram. For object B also the mass is 1 gram. Temperature of A increases by 3 degrees Celsius. मतलब directly they have given us the difference in temperature. A का difference in temperature, A का temperature बढ़ रहा है by 3 degree Celsius. B का temperature बढ़ रहा है by 5 degree Celsius. That means the difference in temperature, या तो I can say delta T is given to me for A 3 degree Celsius, for B 5 degree Celsius. And the question is, which object has more specific heat? That means specific heat is not given, and because it is not given, I'll assume it to be CA for object A and CB for object B. और हमको ढूंढना है कौन सा स्पेसिफिक हीट बड़ा है, CA बड़ा है या CB बड़ा है, which object has more specific heat. And the second thing that I'm supposed to find is by what factor, कितना बड़ा है. चलो उस पे हम लोग बाद में आते हैं. पहले let's find out which object has more specific heat, and to find out I want you all to look at the question once again. And in fact, don't look at the entire question, look at the first line. Equal heat is given to two objects. दोनों को मैंने हीट तो दिया है, लेकिन दोनों को मैंने इक्वल हीट दिया है. Since equal heat is given to both the objects, QA, that is the heat given to object A, is equal to QB, right? So QA is equal to QB. अब Q का formula हमको पता है, there are two formulae, but here in the table you can see clearly we are talking about change in temperature. So बताओ मेरे को, मैं दोनों में से कौन सा formula use करूं? If I talk about change in temperature, no Rishita, this is the second sum that I am teaching, or late I believe. If I'm talking about change in temperature, then which formula should I use? Yes, the formula that I'll be using is MC delta T. So that means QA will be MACA delta TA is equal to QB will be MBCB delta TB. Now let us substitute the values. MA is given to me as 1. CA हमको नहीं दिया है, टेबल में देख लो. So I'll write CA. Delta T of A is given to me as 3. So I'll write a 3 here. Is equal to MB is again 1. CB नहीं दिया है. Delta TB is given to me as 5. You can check in the table. So on the left hand side, you have 1 into 3, that's 3, and 3 into CA, that's 3CA. On the right hand side, you got 1 into 5, that's 5, and 5 into CB is 5CB. तो अब ये देखने के लिए कि कौन सा बड़ा है, CA या CB, मैं क्या करता हूं मालूम है, इसको रेशियो फॉर्म में लिखता हूं. रेशियो फॉर्म मतलब क्या पता है, I'll write it like this, CA, और मैं ये CB को यहां पे शिफ्ट करूंगा. So when CB comes on this side, obviously multiplication will become division. So CA upon CB. Let me see how many people are good with maths. लिखो जरा आंसर क्या आएगा CA upon CB का. Will it be 3 upon 5 or will it be 5 upon 3? क्या बात है, superb. Only one wrong answer up till now. Very nice. The answer is going to be 5 upon 3. मैंने CB को यहाँ पे लिया तो CB नीचे आया, और मैं 3 को उधर लूंगा तो 3 नीचे आएगा, तो 5 upon 3. अच्छा मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, 5 बड़ा है या 3 बड़ा है? गुड. इवन अ प्राइमरी स्टूडेंट विल आंसर मी कि 5 बड़ा है, तो डेफिनेटली CA बड़ा है. अगर CA बड़ा है तो मेरे को फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल गया. Which object has more specific heat? The answer is object A. Object A has more specific heat. लेकिन बाय व्हाट फैक्टर, अब फैक्टर ढूंढने के लिए ना आई शिफ्ट CB टू द राइट हैंड साइड, तो आई विल गेट CA इज इक्वल टू 5/3 टाइम्स CB. So that means object A has more specific heat by a factor of 5/3. I hope you all have understood this sum. Fatafat take a screenshot. Okay. So now moving on to few difficult sums. Okay. Let's start with this sum. Now, henceforth, ये सब जो sums होंगे, इसमें change of temperature तो होगा ही होगा, but change of state भी होगा. रिशिता, I won't. मैंने starting में ही बोला था, I will not go back to the previous sums in this lecture. All right. Liquid ammonia is used in ice factory to make ice from water. If water at 20 degrees Celsius is to be converted into 2 kg ice at 0 degrees Celsius, how many grams of ammonia are to be evaporated? Latent heat of vaporization of ammonia is equal to 341 calorie per gram. अच्छा, now I am getting some messages that sir this sum is cancelled. मेरे पास जो लिस्ट है उसमें ये सम कैंसिल नहीं किया था, लेकिन किसी के स्कूल में बोला है क्या? अगर बोला है तो मुझे बताओ, तो I'll skip this sum. Come on. Okay, superb. See, I'm getting a mixed response. Some people saying, in fact, majority people saying, sir, it's there, it is not omitted. Few people are saying it is omitted. So, मेरे ख्याल से देखो रिस्क नहीं लेते, समझ लो, ठीक है, समझ लो, चलो. Let's see. So, liquid ammonia is used in ice factory to make ice from water. That means in an ice factory, obviously, ice factory में हमको ice बनाना है on a huge scale. ठीक है. Okay, now stop chatting. I am teaching this sum. ध्यान से सुनो अभी. Ice factory में we have to make ice on a large scale, so it is not feasible to have huge freezers. So what they do is, instead of using freezers and refrigerators, they use liquid ammonia. Now we all know ammonia is gaseous in nature, लेकिन उसको हम लोग ठंडा करके लिक्विफाई भी कर सकते हैं. So that means liquid ammonia is going to be a very very cold substance. Liquid ammonia is used in ice factory to make ice from water. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ आइस फैक्ट्री में, लिक्विड अमोनिया को है ना पानी के साथ मिक्स करता हूँ, तो पानी भी ठंडा हो जाता है. एंड बिकॉज वाटर गेट्स कूल्ड, it gets converted into ice, and that's how ice is produced on a large scale. So that means here in this sum I am mixing liquid ammonia with water. So that means I'm talking about two things. One is liquid ammonia, second is water, और यही water ice बनने वाला है. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, गिवन में ना मैं दो कॉलम्स बनाऊंगा. वन कॉलम इज फॉर लिक्विड अमोनिया, अनदर कॉलम इज फॉर वाटर, व्हिच विल अल्टीमेटली गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू आइस. Acha, I want you all to compare now. Compare water and liquid ammonia and tell me which object out of these two, water and liquid ammonia में से which object is cold? Water and liquid ammonia में से which object is cold? Yes, the colder object is liquid ammonia and the hotter object is water. अच्छा, मैंने तुम लोग को बोला water is hot. If water is hot, will it lose heat or will it gain heat? Come on, answer me. Water is hot. So will it lose heat or will it gain heat? Yes, hot object will always lose heat. So water is losing heat, and let the heat lost by water be Q. अच्छा, अगर वाटर हीट लूज कर रहा है तो हीट गेन कौन कर रहा है? ऑब्वियसली लिक्विड अमोनिया. एंड लेट द हीट गेन्ड बाय लिक्विड अमोनिया बी Q1. आई विल रिपीट दिस वंस अगेन. हम लोग आइस फैक्ट्रीज में क्या करते हैं, लिक्विड अमोनिया को वाटर में मिक्स करते हैं, सो दैट वाटर गेट्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू आइस. So because we are mixing liquid ammonia and water, I have two columns, one for water, one for liquid ammonia. water hot है, liquid ammonia cold है. Because water is hot, it will lose heat. Let the heat lost be Q. Because liquid ammonia is cold, it will gain heat and let the heat gained be Q1. ठीक है. अभी अल्टीमेटली देखो, तुम लोग को शायद मेथड याद भी होगा. हम लोग क्या करेंगे, सम में Q का वैल्यू ढूंढेंगे, फिर Q1 का वैल्यू ढूंढेंगे, और फिर हम लोग बोलेंगे अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ हीट एक्सचेंज, हीट लॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू हीट गेन. दैट मींस Q इज इक्वल टू Q. तो उसके लिए पहले आई हैव टू फिल दिस टेबल बाय द वैल्यूज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. सो नाउ लुक एट द क्वेश्चन. If water at 20 degree Celsius, see water mix करने से पहले water का temperature था 20 degree Celsius. That means this is the initial temperature of the water given. So the initial temperature of water is given to me as 20 degree Celsius. Is to be converted into 2 kg ice. देखो ice का mass is given to me 2 kg. So that means ice water mass 2 kg at 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस. मतलब ये जो वाटर था 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे, वो कन्वर्ट हुआ आइस में विच वाज एट 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस. दैट मींस द फाइनल टेम्परेचर ऑफ द आइस इज गिवन. मतलब वाटर 20 पे था, उसको मैंने कन्वर्ट किया आइस में विच इज एट 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस. तो इनिशियल टेम्परेचर ऑफ द सब्सटेंस इज 20, फाइनल टेम्परेचर ऑफ द सब्सटेंस इज 0. द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ मेनी grams of ammonia are to be evaporated. How many grams? Matlab I am supposed to find the mass of ammonia. So let me call that mass as M1. But importantly, मुझे mass ढूंढना है in which unit? Look here. I have to find the mass in grams. Now, because I want the mass in grams, I have to convert this kg also into grams. And 2 kg is nothing but 2000 grams. बच्चों एंड में ना एक वैल्यू दिया है, लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन ऑफ अमोनिया इज इक्वल टू 341 कैलोरी पर ग्राम. सो लेटेंट हीट फॉर अमोनिया इज गिवन 341 कैलोरी पर ग्राम. नाउ देयर आर सम वैल्यूज which are missing. If you can see the table, it is not yet complete, but these are some values जो हमको already पता है, starting with the specific heat capacity of water. जल्दी बताओ, specific heat capacity of water कितना है? Come on. Yes, very good. The specific heat capacity of water is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Okay? Latent heat of water. See, clearly it is given. Water is getting converted into ice. So there is a state changing. So there is a change of state rather. तो यहाँ पे मुझे latent heat भी लेना पड़ेगा. अब यहाँ पे मैं कौन सा latent heat देखूं? मैं latent heat of fusion देखूं या मैं latent heat of vaporization देखूं? Water is getting converted into ice. That means liquid and solid. Liquid and solid वाला latent heat कौन सा है? Yes, it is of fusion, and the latent heat of fusion is 80 calorie per gram. Now the best part about this sum is in the sum liquid ammonia का है ना temperature change ही नहीं हो रहा है. Liquid ammonia सीधा evaporate हो रहा है, मतलब सीधा it is getting converted into gas. So specific heat capacity का जरूरत नहीं है. Initial temperature, final temperature तो आएगा ही नहीं because temperature is not changing. This is how बच्चों we fill the table. जब मैंने ये चैप्टर पढ़ाया था, इनफैक्ट जब मैंने सम्स पढ़ाए थे तभी भी मैंने बोला था filling of this table is the most important part of this sum. In fact, here you finish half of your job if you learn to fill the table properly. Okay? So I am supposed to find the mass of liquid ammonia, that is M1. Solution. जैसे मैंने तुम लोग को बताया बच्चों, I'll first find Q, then I'll find Q1, and then I'll say according to the principle of heat exchange, heat lost, that is Q, is equal to heat gained, that is Q1. तो पहले हम लोग Q ढूंढते हैं. अच्छा, by the way, Q क्या है? Heat lost by water लिखूं या heat gained by water लिखूं? जरा बताओ. The answers that you all will give me will show me how many people are really awake and they are paying attention. What should I write for Q? Heat lost by water or heat gained by water? Yes, very good. The answer is heat lost. Water is losing heat, it is hot. So heat lost by water, that is Q. अच्छा, अभी वाटर के केस में जरा टेबल में देखो, टेम्परेचर तो चेंज हो ही रहा है, 20 से 0 हुआ, साथ साथ में स्टेट भी चेंज हो रहा है, वाटर से आइस कन्वर्ट हुआ, इसके लिए हमने लेटेंट हीट लिखा है, मतलब टेम्परेचर इज ऑल्सो चेंजिंग, state is also changing. Because both the things are changing, I will use both the formula mc delta t plus ml. Next, after finding q, let's find q1. q1 is nothing but heat gained by liquid ammonia. मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, लिक्विड अमोनिया के केस में टेम्परेचर चेंजेस, स्टेट चेंजेस और बोथ चेंज. नहीं, don't write the formula. What is changing? Answer me. Is the temperature changing? Is the state changing? Or are both changing? Yes, very good. Only the state changes, and because only the state changes, I will use the formula ml. लेकिन क्योंकि मैं लिक्विड अमोनिया का बात कर रहा हूं, I will write m1l1. So now we have the value of q, we have the value of q1. So now I can say, according to the principle of heat exchange, q is equal to q1. Now q, look at the value of q that we have. It is mc delta t plus ml is equal to q1. Look at the value of q1. Please follow my pointer correctly. It is m1 l1. So q1 will be m1 l1. अभी अच्छे से हमको सिर्फ वैल्यू सब्सटीट्यूट करना है, ठीक है. पहले हम लोग सब्सटीट्यूट करेंगे एम सी डेल्टा टी. एम देखो यहाँ पे, एम मास ऑफ वाटर 2000 इनटू, बाद में नेक्स्ट टर्म है सी, सी फॉर वाटर इज 1, सो आई पुट अ 1. डेल्टा टी, मैंने हमेशा बोला है डेल्टा टी मींस बिग टेम्परेचर माइनस स्मॉल टेम्परेचर. नाउ आउट ऑफ 20 एंड 0, 20 is big, 0 is small, so I will write 20 minus 0 plus, now ml, अभी अच्छे से, m is again 2000, l is 80, so ml will be 2000 into 80 is equal to m1 l1. m1 तो दिया ही नहीं है, हमको ढूंढना है. l1 is 341, so m1 into l1, मतलब m1 into 341. So this is how we substitute. Now time for calculations, and calculations will always start with the brackets. तो पहले हम लोग सिर्फ ब्रैकेट सॉल्व करेंगे. Come on, 20 minus 0, फटाफट अभी चैट बॉक्स में लिखो 20 minus 0. Yes, very good. 20 into 1, again 20, and 20 into 2000 will be 40,000. Super, super, everybody, super. Now look at this calculation. 2000 into 80. Be careful with the zeros. Answer me kitna? 2000 into 80. How much it is? Yes, very good. It is 1,60,000 is equal to, look at the right hand side, it is 341 m1. Now left hand side, 40,000 plus 1,60,000. Come on, be careful while writing zeros. 40,000 plus 1,60,000. Good, very good. The answer is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs is equal to 341 m1, and now I am sure everyone knows what to do to find m1. To find m1, I will shift 341 on the other side. 341 और m1 है मल्टीप्लीकेशन में, जब वहां पे जाएंगे तो डिवीजन हो जाएगा. So that means 2 lakh divided by 341 will give me the answer. I hope a 10th standard student knows how to divide. इसके लिए मैं सिखा नहीं रहा हूं. So m1 will be 586.51 grams, and that's your answer. 586.51 grams of liquid ammonia are to be evaporated. चलो फटाफट स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो ये वाले सम का. All right, चलो next sum. A thermally insulated pot has 150 grams of ice at 0 degrees Celsius. How much steam at 100 degrees Celsius has to be mixed to it so that water of temperature 50 degrees Celsius will be obtained. Latent heat of fusion of ice 80 calorie per gram, latent heat of vaporization of water 540 calorie per gram, and specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. बच्चों मैं ना तुम लोग को ना 30 seconds का time दे रहा हूं. I want you to read this question properly in your minds and then write in the chat box क्या दो चीजें मिक्स हो रही हैं यहाँ पे. Which two things are getting mixed? Someone is writing, sir, this is not there. Again, पढ़ लो because there is no concrete thing कि वो है या नहीं है because किसी स्कूल में दिया है किसी स्कूल में नहीं दिया है. So to be on a safer side, we'll do it. हाँ, I was saying अच्छे से question read करो in your minds and tell me which two things are getting mixed here. चलो ऑप्शन भी देता हूं तुम लोग को. ऑप्शन ए ice and steam, option B water and steam, option C ice and water, option D all the three. क्या दो चीजें मिक्स हो रही हैं? ice and steam are getting mixed, ice and water are getting mixed, steam and water are getting mixed, या तो ice steam water सब कुछ मिक्स हो रहा है यहाँ पे. Come on guys, I'm getting a variety of answers. Simple English. Look at the question. A thermally insulated pot has some ice. How much steam has to be mixed to it? Pot में ice है. How much steam has to be mixed to it? So that means what am I mixing here? I'm mixing ice and steam. And because I'm mixing ice and steam, I'll have two columns again. One column is for ice, one column is for steam. चलो फटाफट मुझे बताओ अभी दोनों में से हॉट कौन कोल्ड कौन. Come on, hot कौन है कोल्ड कौन है. Somebody asking me, sir, ये सम कितने मार्क का है? तो let me tell you 3 मार्क का है. Yes, ice is cold. If ice is cold, it will obviously gain heat and let the heat gained be Q. Steam is hot, so obviously it will lose heat, let the heat lost be Q1. Again, the method will be the same. We will first find Q, then we will find Q1, then we will say according to the principle of heat exchange, Q is equal to Q1. चलो फटाफट हम लोग है ना क्वेश्चन पढ़ते जाएंगे और वैल्यूज यहाँ पे डालते जाएंगे. A thermally insulated pot has 150 grams of ice. तो ice का मास दिया है 150 grams at 0 degrees Celsius. So ice is at 0 degrees Celsius before mixing. How much steam? How much steam? That means I'm supposed to find the mass of the steam, that is M1 at 100 degrees Celsius. मतलब mix करने से पहले steam का temperature था 100 degrees Celsius so that water of temperature 50 degrees Celsius will be obtained. अच्छा मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, आइस और स्टीम को मैंने मिक्स किया तो आइस किस में कन्वर्ट होगा और स्टीम किस में कन्वर्ट होगा? कम ऑन, इफ आई मिक्स आइस एंड स्टीम तो आइस किस में कन्वर्ट होगा, स्टीम किस में कन्वर्ट होगा? हाँ, वेरी गुड एवरीबॉडी, सुपर. Ice will get converted into water, steam will also get converted into water, और दोनों से जो water मिला है ना उसका टेम्परेचर देखो कितना दिया है, 50 degrees Celsius. So that means दोनों का final temperature is going to be 50 degrees Celsius. Ice water में convert हुआ, which was at 50 degrees Celsius. Steam भी water में convert हो गया, which is at 50 degrees Celsius. तो दोनों का final temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. And let me tell you one thing very, very well. Final temperature will be the same for all the objects which are mixed. Without thinking, ये बात याद रखना, final temperature जितने भी objects हैं उनके लिए same होगा. Okay. Now some values are given in the question, but then I think we know these values. The specific heat capacity of water is 1. Ice is also water basically, steam is also water, so specific heat capacity दोनों का 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Ice is getting converted into water, मतलब obviously state भी change हो रहा है तो अपने को latent heat भी लिखना पड़ेगा. Latent heat of fusion 80 Latent heat of vaporization 540, and that's how I finished solving the given. Now to find, I want to find the mass of the steam, that is m1. Chalo, solution now. Somebody is going to help me. So fatafat raise your hands. Come on. Anybody who wants to help. Yes, Mr. Prem.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, tell me. First, we will find Q. First, tell me, can you tell me what is Q? Is it the heat lost by ice or heat gained by ice? क्या लिखूं?
Heat gained by ice.
Okay. So heat gained by ice in brackets Q. बेटा मेरे को एक बात बताओ, आइस के लिए टेम्परेचर चेंजेस, स्टेट चेंजेस और बोथ आर चेंजिंग.
Both are changing.
तो मुझे बताओ Q का वैल्यू क्या आएगा?
Um, MC delta T plus ML.
वेरी गुड. नेक्स्ट. बेटा था कौन है तेरे पीछे?
No one, sir.
Q1. What is Q? What is Q1? Heat lost by steam or heat gained by steam? क्या लिखूं मैं?
Heat lost by steam.
So in brackets Q1. Come on, tell me. In case of steam, is the
Both are
temperature
changing.
changing? Is the state changing? Both are changing. So tell me, what should I write now?
M1 C1 delta T1 plus M1 L1.
Okay. Now, which principle do we use in these sums?
Hmm.
Others can answer me in the chat box. Which principle do we use? Yes, Shreya, very good. Yes, Adarsh, excellent. Prem, principle of.
Yes.
अरे बोल, स्क्रीन पे है.
Heat exchange. Heat exchange.
बोल आगे क्या आएगा? According to the principle of heat exchange.
Q1. Q is equal to Q1. Q is equal to Q1.
Okay, Q is equal to
Yes.
Q1. Look at the first step of the solution and tell me what is the value of Q.
Q is equal to 150.
ए भाई, रुक 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 रुक. पहले ये बताना है, ये.
Yes. MC delta T plus ML
Very good. What about
is
Q1?
equal to M1 C1 delta T1 plus M1 L1.
Okay. Now you will help me substitute all these values carefully looking at the table. So Prem, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
बताओ. MC delta T. How much is M?
150
How much is C?
into 1
Delta T.
into 50 minus 0.
Super. What about ML?
ML 150 into 80.
Excellent. Now right hand side. M1 C1 delta T1.
M1 into M1 into 1 into 100 minus 50
Okay.
plus M1 into 540.
Okay, super. बेटा पहले ब्रैकेट्स का सॉल्व करने का, करेक्ट? प्रेम, are you there? Prem? Okay, I think network issue at his end.
Yes, sir.
आ गया. बताओ.
Hello.
पहले ब्रैकेट सॉल्व करेंगे, राइट? How much
Yes,
is 50 minus 0?
Okay. 50.
How much is 50 into 1?
50.
And how much is 50 into 150?
150.
50 into 150 कितना बेटा? Okay, I think Prem is trying to speak, but there is some network issue. So Prem, I'll mute you, but well done till now.
7.
Okay, chalo, I'll carry forward with this sum. 50 into 1 is 50. 50 into 150 is 7,500. So I'll put a 7,500 here. Now 15 8s are 120 और बाद में दो zeros हैं तो मुझे मिलेगा 12,000 is equal to 100 minus 50 is 50. 50 into 1 is 50 and 50 into M1 is 50 M1 and last में आएगा 540 M1. Now left hand side 7,500 plus 12,000 19,500. Right hand side 50 M1 plus 540 M1 is 590 M1. Now you all know what to do next. And that's how you get the answer. तो बच्चों मैंने तुम लोग को यही बोला, if you see, there are two major areas where if you go right, you will have no problem in these sums. First, filling this table. Second, substitution, this step. यहाँ पे गलती हुआ तो पूरा सम रॉन्ग होगा, यहाँ पे गलती नहीं हुआ ना तो ट्रस्ट में आगे कहीं पे गलती होने का चांस नहीं है, if your calculations are right. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट सम. Now, अभी तक हम लोग गिवन में ना दो कॉलम बनाते थे. Now, in this next sum, we will make 3 columns in the given because we will have 3 things. A calorimeter has mass 100 grams and specific heat is 0.1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. It contains 250 grams of liquid at 30 degrees Celsius, having specific heat of 0.4 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. If we drop a piece of ice of mass 10 grams at 0 degrees Celsius, what will be the temperature of the mixture? See, the sum is talking about a calorimeter. I hope you all can remember this calorimeter. It's a vessel in which all the experiments related to heat will take place. अब ये कैलोरीमीटर में एक लिक्विड है. कौन सा लिक्विड वो लोग ने क्वेश्चन में दिया नहीं है, बट यस दे हैव जनरली टोल्ड मी अ लिक्विड, सो आई विल कंसीडर इट एज अ लिक्विड. एंड बाहर से आई एम पुटिंग अ ब्लॉक ऑफ आइस इन द लिक्विड, तो वो आइस इज गोइंग इनसाइड द लिक्विड. So now there are 3 things. One is ice, one is liquid, one is calorimeter. मेरे को एक बात बताओ, ये तीनों में से ठंडा कौन है? Come on, I want everybody to answer. Out of all these 3 things, ice, liquid, calorimeter, which one is cold? Yes, ice. Superb. If ice is cold, tell me, will it lose heat or will it gain heat? If ice is cold, will it lose heat or will it gain heat? बेटा कोल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट कैसा हीट लूज करेगा? कोल्ड में हीट है ही नहीं, कम है, तो वो हीट गेन करेगा. तो आइस विल गेन हीट. अगर आइस गेन कर रहा है तो कोई तो लूज भी करना चाहिए. लूज करने वाला कौन कौन है? यहाँ पे लिक्विड है और कैलोरीमीटर है. ठीक है, so now I have 3 columns here. One column is for ice, another column is for liquid, third column is for calorimeter. As you all told me, ice is cold, it will gain heat. Let the heat gained by ice is Q. Liquid and calorimeter both will lose heat, and the heat lost by liquid and the heat lost by calorimeter are Q1 and Q2 respectively. Up again, बच्चों don't worry, भले ही 3 चीजें हैं लेकिन method will remain the same. First we will find Q, then we will find Q1, then we will find Q2, and then we will say heat gained, मतलब Q is equal to heat lost, मतलब Q1 plus Q2. So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. सिर्फ एक ही चीज है जिसकी वजह से ये सम थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाता है. यहाँ पे तीसरा भी चीज है. अभी तक हमने जितने भी सम सॉल्व किए थे उसमें 2 ही चीजें मिक्स हो रही थी. Now again we'll put the values. A calorimeter has mass 100 grams. So I'll put here mass of calorimeter 100 grams and specific heat 0.1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. अभी देखो ये गड़बड़ है. कैलोरीमीटर का स्पेसिफिक हीट दिया है बट इट इज गिवन इन एमकेएस सिस्टम, जबकि मास देखो ग्राम में दिया था. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल कन्वर्ट दिस यूनिट into CGS unit, and the best part is the value will remain the same. There will be no change in the value. सिर्फ यूनिट चेंज होगा. तो स्पेसिफिक हीट इज 0.1 कैलोरी पर ग्राम डिग्री सेल्सियस. इट कंटेन्स 250 grams of liquid. तो लिक्विड का मास दिया है 250 grams at 30 degree Celsius. So liquid का initial temperature before mixing वाला temperature is given 30 degree Celsius. So I'll write that initial temperature of liquid 30 degree Celsius. Yes, some people are asking, sir, rather than converting this, we can convert this gram into kilogram also. लेकिन वहां पे क्या होगा, कर सकते हो, लेकिन वहां पे डेसिमल आ जाएगा. अब यहाँ पे ना ऑलरेडी एक डेसिमल है, वन मोर डेसिमल, थिंग्स कैन बिकम कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, तो छोड़ दो उसको, इसी को कन्वर्ट करो. बेस्ट पार्ट अपने पास ये है कि वैल्यू चेंज नहीं करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. All right, so the initial temperature of liquid is 30 degrees Celsius and liquid has specific heat of 0.4. Again, unit is in MKS, but I will write CGS in the table. Raj from Vikroli is asking me, sir, convert करने पे change क्यों? बेटा यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे भी ये अपॉन के ऊपर भी किलो है, अपॉन के नीचे भी किलो है, किलो किलो कट कर दिया तो वैल्यू चेंज नहीं होता है. सिंपल. All right. Now, if we drop a piece of ice of mass 10 grams, तो ice का mass दिया है 10 gram at 0 degree Celsius. Ice का initial temperature दिया है 0 degree Celsius. The question is, what will be the temperature of the mixture? ये तीनों को mix किया तो उनका temperature कितना हो जाएगा बाद में, मतलब final temperature पूछा है. And as I told you all, final temperature is going to be same for all. So T, T, and T. Now again, some values missing. Let's first focus on the missing value. Specific heat of water. We all know the value, 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Initial temperature of calorimeter is not given, but trust me, liquid का जो initial temperature होगा वही calorimeter का होगा, because liquid is inside the calorimeter. So if the initial temperature of liquid is 30, initial temperature of calorimeter will also be 30. अच्छा, मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, तुम लोगों ने मुझे स्टार्टिंग में बताया आइस इज कोल्ड, सो आइस विल गेन हीट. अगर आइस को हीट मिलेगा तो आइस का क्या होगा? Come on, answer me. Ice is gaining heat. So if it gains heat, what happens to ice? Will it still be ice? No. Very good. It will get converted into water. If it gets converted to water, state is changing. And because state is changing, हमको latent heat लिखना पड़ेगा. So 80 calorie per gram. अच्छा, लिक्विड का और कैलोरीमीटर का स्टेट चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, so that's why I'll put a dash here and a dash here. What are we supposed to find? We are supposed to find the maximum temperature of the mixture, that is T. So let's see how to solve the sum. Again, method remains the same. First, we will find Q. So heat gained by ice, that is Q. Now look at ice. Come on, क्या चेंज हो रहा है? स्टेट चेंज हो रहा है, टेम्परेचर चेंज हो रहा है, या दोनों चेंज हो रहा है? आंसर मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. कम ऑन, एवरीबॉडी आंसर्स. Is the temperature changing? Is the state changing? Or are both changing? Yes, both are changing. So I will use both the formulae mc delta T plus ml. Next, coming to liquid, heat lost by liquid, that is Q1. चलो liquid के केस में बताओ क्या चेंज हो रहा है? टेम्परेचर, स्टेट, या दोनों? Only temperature. Very good. So I will use only one formula, and that one formula will be M1 C1 delta T1. Heat lost by calorimeter. Again, only temperature changes. So M2 C2 delta T. चलो हो गया, Q हो गया, Q1 हो गया, Q2 हो गया. So now I'll say, according to the principle of heat exchange, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Look at the first line of the solution. Q का value is much. Q1 M1 C1 delta T1 and Q2 M2 C2 delta T2. Now substitution. Again, one very important step. चलो फटाफट अभी तुम लोग आंसर दो चैट बॉक्स में. M कितना है? जल्दी जल्दी आंसर देना. M. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Everybody answers. कोई तो 250 लिखा. When we say M, we'll talk about this. When we say M1, we'll talk about this. When we say M2, we'll talk about this. फिलहाल M है तो 10. C, जल्दी बताओ. C, 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 C. Quick. Yes, it's 1. डेल्टा T. मैंने डेल्टा T बोला था हायर टेम्परेचर माइनस लोअर टेम्परेचर, लेकिन यहाँ पे गड़बड़ है. There is one temperature which is known to us. There is one temperature which is not known. तो कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा बड़ा माइनस छोटा क्या होगा? T minus 0 होगा कि 0 minus T होगा? Okay, some people are writing T, in fact, maximum people are writing T minus 0, and your answer is correct, T minus 0. Now, I want one person to explain me why T minus 0. Raise your hands if you want to explain. Raise your hands if you know the answer. Yes, Samiha.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Samiha, you told me T minus 0. Tell me why. Why not 0 minus T?
Because ice is gaining heat, therefore the heat will increase.
The
So
temperature will
the
increase.
the temperature will increase. Therefore, its final temperature will be more than 0 degrees Celsius.
Superb. Very good, Samiha. See, look at the first line of the solution. Samiha, you can mute yourself. Look at
Yes,
the first line of the solution. Ice is gaining heat. अगर heat gain हुआ तो उसका temperature बढ़ेगा. That means its final temperature will be more than the initial temperature, and that's why T बड़ा है, 0 छोटा है, तो मैं बोलूंगा T minus 0. All right? चलो next set of substitutions. ML. फटाफट बोलो M कितना जल्दी. M kitna? M. We are still not talking about M1 and M2. M, 10. And what about L? L is 80. So ML will be 10 into 80 is equal to next set of substitutions M1 C1 delta T1. अभी अच्छे से आंसर दो. M1 कितना है? जल्दी जल्दी बोलो. 250. Nice. How much is C1? How much is C1? C1. Yes, 0.4. Now delta T1 फिर से देखो, एक वैल्यू मालूम है, एक वैल्यू नहीं मालूम, तो तुम लोग बताओ 30 minus 10 या 10 minus 30. I mean 30 minus T or T minus 30. Come on. Should it be 30 minus T or should it be T minus 30? Maximum people saying 30 minus T. And very good. Your answer is right, 30 minus T. Again, I want somebody to justify. Come on. Anybody who can justify? Yes, Calista.
Hello, sir.
Am I pronouncing your name right, Calista?
Yes, sir.
Super. Tell me why 30 minus T, why not T minus 30?
Why? Because the heat is lost by the liquid.
So,
So the temperature will be, so the initial temperature will be higher than the final temperature.
super. Very good, Calista. You can mute yourself.
Thank you,
Liquid
sir.
is losing heat. Losing मतलब उसका temperature कम होगा, तो initial temperature बड़ा होगा, final temperature छोटा होगा, इसके लिए 30 minus T. And similarly, M2, C2, delta T2. M2 is 100, C2 is 0.1, delta T2 is again 30 minus T. चलो now talking about calculations. अभी calculations थोड़ा सा careful रहना है हम लोग को. T minus 0 is T, T into 1 is T, and T into 10 is 10T. So I'll write 10T plus 10 into 80, 800 is equal to 250 into 0.4. Now be careful, ये 0 है ना, ये 0 वो डेसिमल निकालने में चले जाएगा, तो अपने को मिलेगा 25 and 4. 25 into 4 is 100. So 100 into 30 minus T plus 100 into 0.1. Again 1 0 will go off in removing the decimal, तो इधर बचेगा 10, इधर बचेगा 1. 10 into 1, 10 into 30 minus T. So I get 10T plus 800 is equal to, now look at the right hand side, there is something common. I want you all to write in the chat box what is common. Common क्या है? Come on, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी, क्या common है? Yes, 30 minus T is common. So I'll take 30 minus T out as common. तो brackets के अंदर मुझे मिलेगा यहाँ पे 100 plus 10. So 100 plus 10, which is nothing but 110. Open the brackets on the right hand side. 110 into 30 is 3300. 110 into T is 110T. Now, let me do one thing. Let me take all the T terms on the same side and all the numbers on the other side. मतलब मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, ये -110T है, उसको यहां पे ला रहा हूं, तो इट विल बिकम प्लस, तो मुझे मिलेगा 10T प्लस 110T इज इक्वल टू 3300. अरे ये 800 जो है ना, उसको मैं वहां पे लेके जा रहा हूं, तो ये प्लस हो जाएगा माइनस. 10T plus 110T will be 120T. 3300 minus 800 will be 2500, and then you know what to do. That's your answer. देखो सबका वापस से मेथड सेम था, सिर्फ एक एक्स्ट्रा चीज था, कैलोरीमीटर. हाँ, और ये एक एक्स्ट्रा था, कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा बड़ा कौन सा छोटा? Have you understood this sum? Right? Yes. Okay, chalo, next sum and the last sum of this chapter. Now this is again one solved example. Now before you tell me, okay, sir, this sum is omitted, let me tell you this sum is तो पक्का not omitted. Solved example 2 है ये. इसके बाद वाला जो solved example है ना वो omitted है और वो मैंने करवाया नहीं है और वो करवाऊंगा भी नहीं. So don't worry. A copper sphere of mass 100 grams is heated to raise its temperature 200 degrees Celsius, and then it is released in water of mass 195 grams and temperature 20 degrees Celsius in a copper calorimeter. If the mass of calorimeter is 50 grams, what will be the maximum temperature of the mixture, or rather of the water? So again, we are talking about a calorimeter, but this time clearly बोला है calorimeter के अंदर there is water. See, look at this term. There is water. बाहर से I am dropping a copper sphere, and that too a hot copper sphere. देखो, copper sphere is heated and then it is released in water. So hot copper sphere goes inside. Tell me, if the hot copper sphere goes inside, copper sphere will lose heat or gain heat? Hot copper sphere goes inside the water, so copper sphere will lose heat. तो obviously दो चीजें heat gain करेंगी. One is water, one is calorimeter. So I'll have 3 columns again: copper sphere, water, calorimeter. Now can you see a change in the table? Table में कुछ तो change दिख रहा है क्या? Let me see how many people can spot the change. Let me see. Yes, very good. I have not made any column for latent heat because यहाँ पे state change दिया ही नहीं है. ना कॉपर का स्टेट चेंज होगा, कॉपर इतना जल्दी मेल्ट नहीं होगा पानी में डालने से, ना पानी का स्टेट चेंज होगा, ना कैलोरीमीटर का स्टेट चेंज होगा. सो नाउ दिस इज वन सम वेयर वी ओनली डील विद mc डेल्टा टी, ओनली टेम्परेचर चेंज. चलो अब ये सम बहुत इजी होने वाला है. अ कॉपर स्फीयर ऑफ मास 100 grams. अच्छा हाँ, बाय द वे, कॉपर स्फीयर इज हॉट सो इट विल लूज हीट. हीट लॉस्ट बाय कॉपर स्फीयर Q. तो हीट गेन कौन करेगा? वाटर एंड कैलोरीमीटर, एंड द हीट गेन बाय वाटर एंड कैलोरीमीटर आर Q1 and Q2 respectively. All right. A copper sphere of mass 100 grams. So mass of the sphere is given 100 grams. Is heated to raise its temperature to 100 degrees Celsius. पानी में डालने से पहले उसका टेम्परेचर 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, तो इनिशियल टेम्परेचर 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. And then it is released in water of mass 195 grams. Water का mass is given and temperature 20 degrees Celsius. तो water का initial temperature दिया है. In a copper calorimeter, if the mass of the calorimeter is 50 grams, mass of calorimeter is given 50 grams, what will be the maximum temperature of water? We are supposed to find the final temperature of water. And as I told you all, final temperature will be same for all the things. तो सब जगह मैं T और T लिख दूंगा. So one by one, let's start filling the table now. Specific heat of copper. How much it is? Specific heat of copper. Yes, it is 0.1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. अच्छा मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, can you see in the question calorimeter is also made up of copper? है ना? अगर कैलोरीमीटर भी कॉपर का बना है तो उधर भी स्पेसिफिक हीट उतना ही आएगा, 0.1. एंड वाटर का स्पेसिफिक हीट वी ऑल नो 1 कैलोरी पर ग्राम डिग्री सेल्सियस. चलो अभी यहाँ पे वेयर माय पॉइंटर इज, वहां पे क्या वैल्यू डालो? Very good. The answer is going to be 20 because whatever is the temperature of water, same will be the temperature of calorimeter. Again, बच्चों, we will find Q, then we will find Q1, then we will find Q2, and then we will say principle of heat exchange. तो अभी है ना, ये मैं थोड़ा सा है ना फटाफट करने वाला हूँ. Copper sphere is hot, so it will lose heat, and that's why I've written heat lost by the sphere, Q. Now, because there is no latent heat, L है नहीं, only one formula, mc delta T. Water is gaining heat, so M1 C1 delta T1. Calorimeter is gaining heat, M2 C2 delta T2. Now once I know Q, Q1 and Q2, I apply the principle of heat exchange, which states that heat lost Q is equal to heat gain, मतलब Q1 plus Q2. Now in the first line of the solution, Q का value दिया है mc delta T. Next line Q1 का value दिया है M1 C1 delta T1, and next line Q2 M2 C2 delta T2. Now again substitution, M 100 C 0.1 delta T. Answer me, 100 minus T लिखूं या T minus 100 लिखूं? How much is delta T? Everybody, 100 minus T or T minus 100? Yes, superb. It will be 100 minus T is equal to M1 C1 delta T1. M1 195 C1 1 लिखो 20 minus T लिखूं या T minus 20 लिखूं? Okay, nice. It will be T minus 20. Why T minus 20? Because water is cold, so it is gaining heat. Heat gain हुआ तो temperature बढ़ेगा. So 20 से बढ़ के T होगा. मतलब T बड़ा है, 20 छोटा है, so T minus 20. वैसी M2 C2 delta T2. M2 50 C2 0.1 delta T2 again T minus 20. Now carefully opening the bracket, solving this, 100 into 0.1 is 10 into brackets 100 minus T is equal to, यहाँ पे देखो 195 into 1, 195 into brackets T minus 20 and 50 into 0.1, 5 into T minus 20. So 10 into 100, 1000 minus 10 into T, 10T is equal to, right hand side में you can see T minus 20 is common. If T minus 20 is common, I take it out, तो bracket में मुझे मिलेगा 195 plus 5. 195 plus 5 is 200. So when you open the brackets on the right hand side, you will get 200 into T. 200T minus 200 into 20, 4000. Again, all the T terms on one side, all the numbers on the other side. तो मुझे मिलेगा 1000 minus 4000 इधर जाएगा, तो plus 4000 is equal to 200T और ये minus 10T इधर आएगा तो plus 10T. So I get 5000 as 210T. So T will be 5000 upon 210. 10 gets cancelled. Division will give you the answer. All right, बच्चों. Heat sums done. Chalo, we quickly now move on to the easy lessons. Now, although these lessons easy, lenses and refraction of light, but I want you all to pay attention because this is something that we have done long back. In fact, I believe these were the two first lessons that we learned. First, we started with gravitation in the month of April, and then somewhere in mid-May, we started with lenses. तो बहुत पहले किया है, इसके लिए थोड़ा ध्यान दो, अच्छे से रिवीजन हो जाएगा. Again, as always, first the list of formulae. The first formula is this, lens formula. 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equal to 1 upon F. Second formula, M is equal to H2 upon H1 is equal to V upon U. Third formula, P is equal to 1 upon F. But here the catch is this formula is used only if focal length is measured in meters. तो ये formula use करने के लिए focal length मीटर में होना चाहिए. If there are two lenses, एक का power P1 है, दूसरे का P2 है, तो total power कैसे मिलेगा? P is equal to P1 plus P2. And if there are two lenses, एक का focal length F1 है, दूसरे का F2 है, तो total focal length मिलेगा 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. But let me tell you, ये जो last formula है ना, वो याद मत रखो, चलेगा, because no sum, we don't have any sum based on this formula. We only have sums based on the first four formulae. I am sure many people might be wondering, ये सब है क्या? V, U, M, H1, H2. So let me tell you what it is. V, image distance. That is the distance of the image from the lens. U, object distance. F, focal length. Capital M stands for magnification. H1, height of the object. H2, height of the image. And P is the power of a lens. ठीक है? अब ये formula याद रखने के साथ साथ there are some 3 important rules that I want you all to remember. The first rule is this: object distance is always negative. याद है हमने ऐसा कुछ किया था, Cartesian sign convention, where we said that any distance on the left side will be negative. Any distance on the right side will be positive. Any distance above will be positive and below will be negative. ये सेम चीज तुम लोग ग्राफ में भी करते हो ना, ओरिजिन के लेफ्ट साइड पे भी राइट नेगेटिव नंबर्स, ओरिजिन के राइट साइड पे पॉजिटिव, ओरिजिन के ऊपर पॉजिटिव, नीचे नेगेटिव. यही है object distance. Object is always on the left side whenever we draw a ray diagram. So object distance is always negative. Object height. Height of the object is always positive because हमेशा हम लोग रे डायग्राम में ऑब्जेक्ट कहां पे बनाते हैं? प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस के ऊपर. So height will always be above the principal axis and that's why it is positive. And the focal length f and power p both are positive for convex lens and negative for concave lens. तो फटाफट स्क्रीनशॉट लो इसका, जल्दी जल्दी. All right. चलो सम नंबर 1. अब ये एकदम इजी सम है. 3 lenses having power 2, 2.5 and 1.7 diopter. That D that you see, it is the SI unit of power. It is diopter, are touching in a row. What is the total power of the lens combination? So the sum talks about 3 lenses, तीनों का power दिया है. So P1 is 2 diopters, P2 is 2.5 diopters, P3 is 1.7 diopters. I am supposed to find the total power of the lens. Look at the list of formulae on the right hand side. Total power is P1 plus P2, but यहाँ पे 3 है. So this and this. You need any explanation for this? I hope no. किसी ने तो कैपिटल में एकदम नो लिखा है. Superb. Okay, then moving on to the next sum. Doctor has prescribed a lens having power plus 1.5 diopters. What will be the focal length of the lens and what is the type of the lens? एकदम इजी सम है बच्चों. एक डॉक्टर ने एक पेशेंट को लेंस प्रिस्क्राइब किया है जिसका पावर दिया है प्लस 1.5 डायोप्टर्स. ठीक है. What will be the focal length of the lens? So I am supposed to find f. And second question, what is the type of the lens? मेरे को एक बात बताओ, P दिया है, f चाहिए. Look at the list of formula on the left on the right hand side. Which formula should I use? I will use formula number 3. P is equal to 1 upon f. ठीक है. बट यहां पे ना बच्चों P ढूंढना नहीं है. P तो दिया है, f ढूंढना है. एक मिनट, just give me a moment. I'll have the pointer. I don't want P. I want f. So let me shift f here and let me bring this P down. So I get f is equal to 1 upon P, which means f is equal to 1 upon 1.5. 1 upon 1.5 डिवाइड नहीं हो सकता है because नीचे डेसिमल है, तो उसको डेसिमल निकालने के लिए मल्टीप्लाई अप एंड डाउन बाय 10, so you get 10 upon 15, which is nothing but 2 upon 3, and 2 upon 3 in decimals will be 0.6666. Recurring मतलब 0.67. And remember, we are using this formula, so focal length will be in meters. तो यहाँ पे मैंने meters लिखा है. तो f is equal to 0.67 meters. अब इसको तुम लोग ऐसे भी रख सकते हो, या तुम लोग को कन्वर्ट करना है सेंटीमीटर्स में, तो सेंटीमीटर्स में कन्वर्ट भी कर सकते हो. So the focal length of the lens is 0.67 meters. Now, type of the lens. Come on, guess. Convex है या concave है? Hint देता हूं मैं. Focal length का साइन देखो क्या है. We got the answer of focal length as positive. Focal length is positive for which lens? Look at the right hand side. It is convex. So convex. अच्छा, इससे related मैं और एक question पूछता हूँ. Tell me, if he is using a convex lens, this patient should be suffering from which eye defect? If he is using convex lens, he should be suffering from. Yes, very good. He should be suffering from hypermetropia or we say farsightedness. ठीक है? Okay, next sum. Focal length of a convex lens is 20 centimeter. What is its power? So focal length दिया है बच्चों 20 centimeter. Lens देखो कौन सा दिया है? Convex. So now look at those rules and tell me, should I write plus 20 or should I write minus 20? Convex lens is what they are talking about. So should I take plus 20 or should I take minus 20? Okay, plus 20. तो plus लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है, खाली 20 लिखा तो it is understood. ठीक है? What is its power? So I'm supposed to find P. So obviously my formula is going to be P is equal to 1 upon F. But remember, we can use this formula only if focal length is measured in meters. And look at what we have. We have it in centimeters. पहले तो अपने को convert करना पड़ेगा. So if we convert, I'll get 2 upon 10, which is 0.2. Now it's very easy. 1 upon 0.2, which is nothing but 10 upon 2, which is nothing but 5 diopters, and that's your answer. है ना easy? ये सब sums. And for वो heat, gravitation, space missions, वो सब sums के बाद ये sums तो बहुत easy लगेगा. Okay. The next one. A 5 centimeter high object is placed at a distance of 25 centimeters from a converging lens of focal length 10 centimeters. Determine the position, the size, and the type of the image. Let's see one by one what are we given. A 5 centimeter high object. तो ऑब्जेक्ट का हाइट दिया है बच्चों, ऑब्जेक्ट का हाइट. मेरे को एक बात बताओ ना, ऑब्जेक्ट का हाइट इज व्हाट सिंबल, व्हाट लेटर, what, how do we write height of the object? Yes, very good. We write it as h1. H1 is given to me as 5 centimeters. But hold on, I want you all to look at those rules. Should h1 be always positive, always negative? क्या दिख रहा है तुम लोग को? Always positive, right? So I'll take it as 5. I'll not write minus 5. So h1 का value 5 centimeters दिया है. This object is placed at a distance of 25 centimeters. देखो, object is placed at a distance of 25 centimeters. That means object distance is given. Again, answer me. What is the symbol of object distance? Very good. It is U. So U is equal to 25 centimeters. Again, look at those rules and tell me object distance U. क्या होना चाहिए? Yes, it should be negative. So U is equal to minus 25 centimeters. From a converging lens of focal length 10 centimeters. So बच्चों focal length दिया 10 centimeters and they are talking about a converging lens. Look at that term, converging lens. Answer me now. Converging lens is which lens? Convex or concave? ये सब जो तुम लोग आंसर दे रहे हो ना, it is showing me how many people have read the textbook on the first day. In fact, on Sunday you were to read the objectives and on Monday you were to read the textbook. Converging lens means convex lens. ठीक है, तो कॉन्वेक्स लेंस का फोकल लेंथ दिया 10 सेंटीमीटर्स. फटाफट चैट बॉक्स में आई मीन रूल्स देखो राइट हैंड साइड पे और मेरे को बता +10 के -10 बताओ जल्दी. ओके, पॉजिटिव ही लेने का. डिटरमाइन द पोजीशन ऑफ द इमेज. पोजीशन मतलब इमेज कितना दूर है लेंस से, इसका मतलब इमेज डिस्टेंस, दैट इज v. सेकंड, डिटरमाइन द साइज ऑफ द इमेज. साइज का मतलब होता है हाइट. I'll write h. नहीं सृष्टि, we don't need to convert in meters here because यहाँ पे we are not talking about the power. तो ये formula use नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे. Alright? So I'm supposed to find the height of the image, that is h2. And the third is the type of the image. Type of the image मतलब याद है हमने रे डायग्राम्स के नीचे लिखा था रियल, वर्चुअल, इरेक्ट, इन्वर्टेड, वो सब लिखना है. तो उस पे बाद में आते हैं. पहले we will find v. How do you find v? When you have u and f. Look at the first formula. 1 upon v minus 1 upon u is equal to 1 upon f. अच्छा, again answer me in the chat box. Out of v, u and f, ये तीनों में से हमको क्या चाहिए? जल्दी लिखो. Out of v, u and f, what do we want? We want v. So I'll shift this 1 upon u on the right hand side. So this minus, when it goes there, it will become plus. So I get 1 upon v is equal to 1 upon f plus 1 upon u. Now carefully substitute. 1 upon v is equal to 1 upon f is given 10. You can see in the given u is minus 25, again given mein hai. And we all know plus into minus is going to be minus. So I'll get 1 upon 10 minus 1 upon 25. अब ये सब्ट्रैक्ट डायरेक्टली नहीं हो सकता है बिकॉज डिनोमिनेटर्स आर डिफरेंट. So I have two options. Either I can find the LCM or I can simply do cross multiplication. And I think most of the students find cross multiplication easier. So 1 into 25 is 25. 1 into 10 is 10. तो ऊपर आएगा 25 minus 10. And when we do cross multiplication, नीचे है ना दोनों denominator को multiply करने का. तो I'll get 10 into 25. Yeah, I'll explain this once again. 1 into 25 will give me 25 minus 1 into 10 will give me 10 upon दोनों denominators multiply हो जाएंगे. So 10 into 25. So I will get 1 upon b is equal to numerator 25 minus 10 15, denominator 10 into 25. वैसे ही रखो, calculation easy हो जाएगा. And now you can see here there are some cancellations possible. 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. So I will get 3 upon 50. But I don't want the value of 1 upon v. मुझे तो v का value चाहिए. So simply do invertendo. So my invertendo v will be 50 by 3. And when you divide 50 by 3, you will get the answer as 16.666666 recurring. तो लिख सकते हो 16.67. And that's your answer for the image distance. So the image is 16.67 centimeters away from the lens. But hold on, the sum is not yet over. Now I want to find H2. और तुम लोग अगर देखोगे ना अच्छे से ये लिस्ट ऑफ फॉर्मूला में एक ही फॉर्मूला है जिसमें H2 आता है ना, ये वाला फॉर्मूला, फॉर्मूला नंबर 2. बट देन ये फॉर्मूला में आई डोंट वांट m, मतलब m का रिक्वायरमेंट ही नहीं है. चेक करो, आई वांट H2, तो मेरे पास होना चाहिए H1 V एंड U. एंड इफ यू चेक तीनों है, H1 भी है गिवन में, देखो V भी है, लुक एट दिस बॉक्स, एंड U भी है गिवन में, देखो. तो M लिखने का नहीं, ठीक है. H2 upon H1 is equal to V upon U. Now here H2 upon H1 is 5. V का value, rather than taking this, I'll take 50 by 3. It will be easy for calculations. So V के बदले I'll write 50 by 3 upon U. Look at the value of U in the given, minus 25. Now again cancellations, 25 ones are 25 twos are 50. So I'll get H2 upon 5 is equal to, यहाँ पे देखो 2 upon 3 और नीचे -1 है, मतलब माइनस साइन बेसिकली, तो -2 upon 3. So when you do cross multiplication, 5 को अगर मैं यहाँ पे लेके जाऊंगा तो 5 ऊपर चले जाएगा, and -2 into 5 is -10, and -10 upon 3 is -3.33 centimeters. So the height of the image is, did you see one thing? I did not write a minus sign in the final answer because the height of the image, the size, can never be negative. तो फाइनल आंसर में ना हमको हमेशा पॉजिटिव लिखने का, बिकॉज साइज का भी माइनस नहीं हो सकता ना, किसी का हाइट भी माइनस नहीं हो सकता है. तो साइज ऑफ द इमेज इज 3.33 सेंटीमीटर्स. टाइप ऑफ द इमेज, टाइप के लिए ना तुम लोग को पूरा सम देखने का जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट लुक एट वन वैल्यू एंड दिस इज दैट वन वैल्यू दैट यू हैव टू सी. H2, सिर्फ H2 देखना, सिर्फ H2. एंड मेरे को एक बात बताओ, हाइट हम लोग को पॉजिटिव मिला कि नेगेटिव मिला? डेफिनेटली नेगेटिव मिला, राइट? अच्छा, हाइट, व्हेन आई से हाइट मतलब आई टॉक अबाउट वर्टिकल डिस्टेंस, ओके? हाइट नेगेटिव कब होगा? व्हेन द इमेज इज अबाउट द प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस और बिलो द प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस. आंसर मी, हाइट माइनस कब होगा? When the image is above the principal axis or below the principal axis? Yes, below the principal axis. So यहाँ पे one thing is for sure, image is below the principal axis. Below को हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? Erect or inverted? Below the principal axis means the image is erect or the image is inverted. Inverted, right? So the image here is inverted. अच्छा, inverted अगर है तो real होना चाहिए कि virtual होना चाहिए? Inverted का companion कौन है? Should it be real or should it be virtual? Yes, real. So one thing is for sure, image is real, image is inverted. All right. Now we have to decide image is magnified or diminished. तो उसके लिए ऑब्जेक्ट का हाइट और इमेज का हाइट, दोनों हाइट कंपेयर करो फटाफट. ऑब्जेक्ट का हाइट देखो 5 है, इमेज का हाइट देखो, डोंट लुक एट द साइन, लुक एट द वैल्यू, 3.33 है. तो हाइट ऑब्जेक्ट का बड़ा है, इमेज का हाइट छोटा है. बिकॉज इमेज का हाइट छोटा है, द इमेज इज डिमिनिश्ड. सो द टाइप ऑफ द इमेज इज रियल, इन्वर्टेड एंड डिमिनिश्ड. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग. I'll repeat this entire thing once again. How to find the type of the image? For that, you only have to look at this value of h2. If you see height is negative, height कब negative होगा? जब image नीचे होगा. That means the image is inverted. तो मैंने यहाँ पे inverted लिखा. Because it is inverted, it has to be real. So real. Now object का height is 5. Image का height is 3.33. Obviously image is smaller. So that means the image is diminished. I hope you all have understood this sum. Moving on to the last sum of this chapter. Yeah. Object kept 60 centimeters from a lens gives a virtual image in front of a lens, 20 centimeters in front of the lens. What is the focal length of the lens? Is it a converging lens or a diverging lens? Okay. An object is kept 60 centimeters from the lens. Object ka distance lens se diya hai 60 centimeters. So they are talking about object distance u, and it is given to me as 60. Again, you all tell me plus 60 lu ya minus 60 lu. Jaldi. Okay, very good. I will take minus 60 centimeters. So u is equal to minus 60 centimeters. From a lens gives a virtual image 20 centimeters in front of the lens. Image ka distance diya hai, dekho lens se 20 centimeters. That means image distance is given to me as 20 centimeters. Now, we have to decide ये 20 को plus लेना है कि minus लेना है. तो उसके लिए ना, I want you all to look at this line. Virtual image in front of the lens. If you all have drawn ray diagrams, tell me in front of the lens मतलब left side पे होता है कि right side पे होता है? Virtual image किधर बनता है? Left में बनता है कि right में बनता है? तुम लोगों ने ray diagrams draw किए होंगे, right? Left में. Very good. Virtual image is always on the left hand side, and because it is always on the left hand side, I will take that value as negative. तो देखो negative आ गया वहां पे. So V is minus 20 centimeters. The question is, what is the focal length of the lens and what is the type of the lens? Converging है या diverging है? तो वो हम लोग देखते हैं बाद में. पहले ना हम लोग F ढूंढ लेते हैं. F ढूंढने का एक फॉर्मूला है 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equal to 1 upon F. I put the values directly. 1 upon V is minus 20 minus 1 upon U is minus 60 is equal to 1 upon F. Now हमेशा याद रखो डिनोमिनेटर को पॉजिटिव रखने का कैलकुलेशन इजी करने के लिए. तो डिनोमिनेटर यहाँ पे minus 20 है तो उसको मैं पॉजिटिव कैसे करूं? सिंपली शिफ्ट माइनस ऊपर. डजंट मैटर माइनस नीचे हो या ऊपर हो, कोई एक जगह पे माइनस होना चाहिए. तो आई राइट दिस एज minus 1 upon 20. माइनस को ऊपर शिफ्ट किया. अच्छा, यहाँ पे शिफ्टिंग इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज माइनस इंटू माइनस विल अल्टीमेटली गिव मी प्लस, है ना? अपॉन इज इक्वल टू 1 upon f. Now again cross multiplication, minus 1 into 60 minus 60, 1 into 20 20, तो minus 60 plus 20 और नीचे दोनों डिनोमिनेटर्स मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएंगे. Minus 60 plus 20 will give me minus 40 upon 20 into 60. Now here you can do cancellations. 21s are, 22s are. So I get minus 2 upon 60, which is nothing but minus 1 upon 30. But again the same thing. I do not want 1 upon f. I want f. So I do invertendo. So I get minus 30 centimeters as the focal length. अभी तुम लोग बताओगे माइनस है, माइनस कॉन्वेक्स है या कॉन्केव है? फोकल लेंथ का वैल्यू माइनस पे ला, तो कॉन्वेक्स या कॉन्केव? वेरी नाइस, कॉन्केव. दैट मींस कन्वर्जिंग और डाइवर्जिंग. क्वेश्चन में कन्वर्जिंग डाइवर्जिंग पूछा है तो आई कैन नॉट आंसर कॉन्केव. आई हैव टू राइट ईदर कन्वर्जिंग और डाइवर्जिंग. Yes, concave is diverging. So the given length is diverging. Yeah. And here we finish this lesson also. Let's move on to the last lesson. That is refraction of light. Mayank wants break, but I think refraction of light इतना easy है कि 10 मिनट में खत्म हो जाएगा. Okay. You know what? स्टूडेंट्स, रिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ लाइट में ना खाली एक ही तकलीफ है, बच्चों को समझता नहीं है रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स लिखने का कैसा, ठीक है, n2 1 वो सब लिखने का कैसा. सो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग. एंड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, आई वांट यू ऑल टू फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस एग्जांपल. जस्ट अ सेकंड ना. Yeah. So imagine you have a glass slab A, B, C, D. Imagine a ray of light coming and falling on this glass slab. All right. We all know this ray is called as the incident ray. Light is going from rarer to denser. So tell me, will it bend towards the normal or will it bend away from the normal? Light is moving from rarer to denser. So will it bend towards the normal or away from the normal? Yes, it will bend towards the normal. And this ray is a refracted ray. The angle between the incident ray and the normal, you can see that angle in white color, that angle is the angle of incidence. And the angle between the refracted ray and the normal, this angle is the angle of refraction. And according to Snell's law, sin I upon sin R is a constant, and that constant is called as refractive index. लेकिन उसको खाली refractive index नहीं बोलते, उसका पूरा नाम क्या है वो जानने के लिए I want you all to look at this diagram again and tell me, light is first traveling in which medium, air or glass? Light is traveling first in which medium, air or glass? Yes, it is first traveling in air. So let me number the media. Air is medium 1, glass is medium 2. Yeah, air is medium number 1, glass is medium number 2. Now refraction कौन से medium में हो रहा है? Medium 1 में हो रहा है कि medium 2 में हो रहा है? देखो जरा. Refraction का मतलब light का direction change. कौन से medium में हो रहा है? 1 में कि 2 में? Yes, very nice. 2 में. हमेशा याद रखना, 1 में तो हमेशा light सीधा ही जाता है. जैसे ही 2 में जा रहा है, light का direction changes. So refraction happens in the second medium, and because refraction happens in the second medium, this constant is called as refractive index of the second medium. Refraction second medium की वजह से हो रहा है, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Now, how do you write this? Refractive index का symbol is n. Of the second medium, जिसका भी refractive index है, उसको हमको लिखना है left hand side नीचे. With respect to the first medium, so we have to write it on the right hand side नीचे. इसको पढ़ोगे कैसे? Please read it like this, n to 1, because it is the refractive index of 2 with respect to 1. So n to 1. चलो एक काम करते हैं, अभी 1 और 2 को भूल जाते हैं and let's talk in terms of air and glass. Come on. Light is traveling first in air, going into glass then. So tell me, refraction is happening in air or is it happening in glass? रिफ्रैक्शन किधर हो रहा है? एयर में हो रहा है कि ग्लास में हो रहा है? ग्लास में हो रहा है, करेक्ट. एयर में तो लाइट वाज ट्रैवलिंग इन स्ट्रेट लाइन, बट बेचारा जैसे ही ग्लास में गया उसका डायरेक्शन चेंज हो गया. दैट मींस रिफ्रैक्शन इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज ऑफ ग्लास. सो दिस विल बी रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास, ऑब्वियसली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एयर. अब इसको लिखने का कैसा? रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स के लिए सिंबल इज एन. किसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स है ये? ग्लास. सो जी विल कम ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड नीचे with respect to air, so air will come on the right hand side. चलो suppose इसको पूरा उल्टा कर देते हैं. Suppose light is going from glass to air. Look at the arrow marks. Light is going from glass to air. Now tell me, refraction किधर हो रहा है? Air में हो रहा है या glass में हो रहा है? Tell me, refraction happens in air. So refractive index of air with respect to glass, इसको लिखेंगे कैसे? n. Refractive index of air, so air will come on the left hand side. With respect to glass, so glass will come on the right hand side. So I want you all to answer me now. What if light travels from water to air? तो क्या लिखेंगे? Refractive index of, क्या आएगा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे? Light is traveling from water to air, मतलब वाटर में तो सीधा जा रहा था, जैसी एयर में गया रिफ्रैक्शन हुआ. तो रिफ्रैक्शन हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ एयर. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज द रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वाटर. चलो उल्टा, लाइट ट्रेवल्स फ्रॉम एयर टू वाटर. हाँ, लाइट वॉज ट्रेवलिंग इन एयर प्रॉपरली, लेकिन जैसे ही वाटर में जाएगा रिफ्रैक्शन होगा, मतलब रिफ्रैक्शन हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ वाटर. सो दिस विल बी रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ वाटर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एयर. Come on, I don't want mistakes now. Please answer me this properly. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे G आएगा या O आएगा? बराबर बोलो. ओनली आंसर मी लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे क्या आएगा? यस, वेरी गुड. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे आएगा G, राइट हैंड साइड पे आएगा O. बिकॉज लाइट इज ट्रेवलिंग फ्रॉम ऑयल टू ग्लास. तो ऑयल में तो अच्छे से जा रहा था, ग्लास में जाके रिफ्रैक्शन होता है, तो ग्लास का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स आएगा यहां पे. करेक्ट. उल्टा विल बी उल्टा. चलो नेक्स्ट, लाइट ट्रेवल्स फ्रॉम वैक्यूम टू एयर. तो देखो लाइट वैक्यूम में तो बराबर जा रहा था, लेकिन जैसे ही एयर में आया रिफ्रैक्शन हुआ. सो नाउ हियर it is the refractive index because of air. So refractive index of air with respect to vacuum. Now बच्चों, whenever you have vacuum, या तो V लिखो या तो कुछ भी मत लिखो, both are correct. वैक्यूम है तो वैक्यूम लिख भी सकते हो, कुछ भी नहीं लिखा तो भी it is understood that it is with respect to vacuum. And whenever you see something like this, right side पे कुछ भी नहीं है, it is with respect to vacuum. Such a refractive index is called as absolute refractive index. तो इसको बोलने का कैसा? Absolute refractive index of air. So when I say absolute, remember it is with respect to vacuum. So once again, if light travels from vacuum to water, again vacuum में तो बेचारा light was going straight, but moment it enters water, इसका refraction होगा. तो refraction happens because of water, and that's why it is the refractive index of water, with obviously with respect to vacuum. अब क्योंकि vacuum है, या तो मैं भी लिख सकता हूं या तो कुछ भी नहीं लिखा तो भी चलेगा. तो this is the absolute refractive index of water. नहीं देवांश, whenever it is with respect to vacuum, only then you will write absolute. अगर vacuum से air जा रहा है, अगर air से vacuum गया ना, तो absolute नहीं बोलेगा. तो then it will be refractive index of vacuum with respect to air. अगर उल्टा होगा तो सिर्फ vacuum जब right side पे होगा तभी उसको absolute बोलते हैं. Now, so I hope you all have understood how to write this N21. Now to find the value of this N21, there are three formulae. One formula is V1 upon V2. V1 is the speed of light in first medium. V2 is the speed of light in the second medium. Second formula is N2 upon N1. मतलब absolute refractive index of the second medium upon absolute refractive index of the first medium. And the third formula is 1 upon N12. देखो N21, N12 दोनों उल्टा है, इसके लिए दोनों एक दूसरे का रेसिप्रोकल्स है. And these are the three formulae on which the sums are based. So quickly, let us discuss the sums, starting with the easiest sum. Light travels with a velocity of 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second in a medium. On entering second medium, its velocity becomes 0.75 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. What is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium? All right. So light is traveling first with velocity 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 and then with velocity 0.75 into 10 raised to 8. Question is, what is the refractive index of the second medium? देखो अच्छे से, refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. जल्दी जल्दी देखो, formulas देखो, तीन हैं, 1, 2, 3. And here, because we are talking about velocities, the formula that I'll be using is this: V1 upon V2. V1 is 1.5 into 10 raised to 8. V2 is 3 into 0.75 into 10 raised to 8. यहाँ पे 10 raised to 8, 10 raised to 8 कट हो जाएगा, बचेगा 1.5 upon 0.75. अब इसको डिवाइड तब तक नहीं कर सकते जब तक नीचे का डेसिमल ना निकले, तो I'll have to multiply by 100 up and down. So I get 150 upon 75. The answer is 2. And remember, refractive index has no unit. ठीक है? So that's the answer. ये सब सम्स है ना बच्चों, बहुत इजी है, सिर्फ ये फॉर्मूला आना चाहिए बस. नेक्स्ट, स्पीड ऑफ लाइट इन अ मीडियम. is 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, what is the absolute refractive index of the medium? Now speed of light in a medium is given. कौन सा medium नहीं दिया है, तो I will write MED, medium. Speed of light in medium is 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. We are supposed to find the absolute refractive index of medium, मतलब refractive index of medium with respect to vacuum. Now again, because the sum is related to speed, I will use that formula N21 is equal to V1 upon V2. अब यहाँ पे मेरे पास ये है, देखो मुझे ये ढूंढना है, refractive index of medium with respect to vacuum. Look at the formula here. Formula is 1 upon 2, मतलब right upon left. यहाँ पे भी right upon left होगा. Right upon left मतलब vacuum upon medium. So V vacuum upon V medium. I hope you all have understood this. Formula is V1 upon V2, 1 upon 2, मतलब 1 upon 2. So right upon left. यहाँ पे right में vacuum है, left में medium है, तो vacuum upon medium. But problem ये है कि V vacuum अपने को दिया नहीं है. And trust me, they will not give you. You are supposed to know this. Speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So I put that value. Speed of light in the medium already given. Now it's very simple. 3 upon 1.5 is 30 upon 15, which is nothing but 2. I hope you all are following. Next sum. अब ये सब उल्टा है. Now they have given us the absolute refractive index and we are supposed to find the velocity of light in water. So absolute refractive index of water, मतलब refractive index of water with respect to vacuum is given 1.36. We are supposed to find the speed of light in water. Again, the sum is related to speed. Again, I will use N21 as V1 upon V2. अब हमारे पास क्या है? हमारे पास है refractive index of water with respect to vacuum. Again, look at the formula 1 upon 2, मतलब right upon left. तो यहाँ पे right upon left तुम लोग लिखो अभी क्या होगा? Vacuum upon water या water upon vacuum? Come on, answer me fast. Last 2-3 मिनट है लेक्चर्स के, जल्दी जल्दी बोलो. Vacuum upon water या water upon vacuum? Yes, vacuum upon water. So V vacuum upon V water. Again, V vacuum 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon V water. So if I want V water, I'll shift this here and 1.36 will come down. So मुझे मिलेगा 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 1.36. Forget about this 10 raised to 8. Only look at 3 divided by 1.36. Again, division possible नहीं है because decimal है. So multiply up and down by 100. You will get 300 upon 136 into 10 raised to 8. Now you divide. पहले 2 से reduce करेंगे फिर divide करेंगे तो तुमको ये आंसर मिलेगा. All right. And the last sum. Absolute refractive indices of glass and water are given. 3 upon 2 and 4 upon 3 respectively. What is the refractive index of glass with respect to water? Now, they have given us the absolute refractive index of glass and absolute refractive index of water. Absolute refractive index of glass, मतलब refractive index of glass with respect to vacuum. It is given to us as 3 by 2. And the absolute refractive index of, check करो, water दिया है. The absolute refractive index of water, it is 4 by 3. We are supposed to find what is the refractive index of glass, refractive index of glass with respect to water. So NGW. Now, because the sum is related to absolute refractive indices, I will use this formula. Check karo. N2 upon N1. What we know N21 is N2 upon N1, but I don't have N21 here. I want to find NGW. So NGW, abhi check karo, haan? 2 upon 1. 2 upon 1 मतलब left upon right. Left upon right मतलब G upon W. So NG upon NW. NG 3 by 2, it's given. NW 4/3 इट्स गिवन। अभी बहुत सारे अपॉन साइंस हैं, तो एक काम करते हैं, अपॉन नहीं लिख के हम लोग इसको डिवाइडेड बाय लिखते हैं। 3/2, सो 3/2, अपॉन मतलब डिवाइडेड बाय 4/3, so 4/3. Again, like we did last time, division gets converted to multiplication. So this term 4/3 will become its reciprocal 3/4. Look at the numerators, 3 into 3, 9. Denominator, 2 into 4, 8. So 9/8, and that's your answer. All right, Bachun. So these were all the numericals. You have one more chemical reaction ka lecture tomorrow. Tomorrow you will also get a worksheet of all the diagrams, the objectives, the sums, the chemical reactions. Day after tomorrow is going to be doubt solving, which will be obviously in small groups. So I want everybody to be ready with the doubts. Do not attend the lecture without the doubts. Okay? This is the last chance before your prelims. Your physics doubt solving will happen, और बाद में prelims है। यहाँ पे तुम लोग डेसिमल में कर भी सकते हो, नहीं भी कर सकते हो। मैंने क्यों नहीं किया है? बिकॉज यहाँ पे भी फ्रैक्शन में है, क्वेश्चन में भी वैल्यूज फ्रैक्शन में दिया है, तो लेट मी ऑल्सो गिव द आंसर इन फ्रैक्शन। दैट्स द ओनली रीजन। चलो, एनी अदर डाउट?